recaptured the 12. We hadn't broke above this ORB and open and close account. So anytime you're doing ORB, what you're looking for is strong candles, like a candle to open up with the wick, the entire body and wick of the candle closing above the price to show you that it's trying to conquer that price. So now we got the open and close candle here, and it also opened and closed above the short trend moving average, which is the 12. So then we just came back down, grinded on our 12. But what are we under? We're under the 200. So our first target automatically becomes that 200. So you exiting at your 200, right? And you pulling back. You're retesting not only the VWAP, but you got confluence. You got three things going on here. You're coming back and retesting historical support, right? VWAP, and you're at very strong demand zone. So this is a great opportunity if you're playing ORB to enter in at the retest of VWAP because of you're not just retesting at VWAP, you're retesting at a demand zone, VWAP, and historical support and resistance, right? So then we pop out of this zone again, and what signal that we were going to make a bigger move? We got open and closed candles, full body and wick above the 200. Our 12 got above our 200, and so now we push up, hit our target to the penny, which is the benefit of having very accurate support and resistance already on your chart. Pushed up, hit it to the wick, right to the penny, hit our level. That's a take profit. We came back down, retested this time what the 200, but also confluence with the historical support line. Open and close candle back above the 12 EMA, but more importantly, we got a liquidity grab breakout. We got a trend line here pushing. So this next time when we got an actual floating candle confirmation from the wolf chart, we got a floating candle confirmation on the wolf chart. And so we breaking this trend line and then we're grinding up, and that will signal this parabolic move, and you coming into a plus trade setup right here between this line and this supply zone up here. See that? So this is how you can see when real moves are happening versus false breakouts, because you need to know more information when you're under your 200. You're having uh, resistance. This has to be your target, even though you're getting above that uh, ORB 5 minute candle range, right? Your target has to be a short-lived target because you're what under the 200. Because if you're in calls while you're under the 200, you have to scalp it to that level, let it pull back. But once it gets above here, then you're trying to run it up higher. But to see when momentum is going to come in and you getting a true breakout, this is what this trend line is doing for us. So we got a trend line from a swing high. We came down, made a higher low, right? So you got to look at this move. We made a higher high, higher low, higher high, which is that swing high, which created this trend line. We made the higher low, and then when we broke it, we got a floating candle confirmation. It means we conquered this trend line. All this on this other side of this trend line is liquidity to be grabbed, and we pushed up and broke out, and we got into the A plus trend range and shot up. Did exactly what we did over here, basically. All right, so let's look at the SPY. So what's the first thing we're going to do? Before we do anything, we're going to flip to what? We're going to flip to extended trading hours, right? So we're flipping over to extended trading hours, and what are we going to get from over here? The only thing that's important. So when you're trading during the day, you don't live. If you trade and you see your screen, it looks like this, and this is the only thing you see all day long, and you're trading in a on a setting that will kind of throw off your chart. You know what I'm saying? You can't, all this low volume is going to misplace your 200, your 12 EMA, whatever EMAs you're using. So you don't want to just trade all day in extended trading hours. You want to trade during the daytime on regular trading hours down there. So we're going to grab the high, which is here, and then we're going to grab the low, which is this lowest candle. Pull this over. Boom. That's all we want. And then we want to get the first 5 minute candle. Let's grab that while we're in here. And so let's grab it and get the low of it here. And then we'll flip that color to anything other than what that other color is, right? So we'll flip that one to orange since the other one came out blue. So now we're done with extended trading hours for that one. So now we come over here. Let's drag that across. So now we have our ORB level, right, for our 5 minute candle. And what are we're waiting on getting over this range and holding above that range. But look, so let's look at this again. So we zoom in, where did we hit? We came in as giving us our range on SPY. What gave us our range? Did that ORB candle give us our range? No, it gave us a small range where we could break out and get a breakout. But where's our trading range coming from? Look at this entry. This is not extended anymore. We took the pre-market high and the pre-market low, and look at the price action. We pushed down to the bottom here. We hit our support and resistance lines, and look where it tapped, maxed out at. We came up here and we hit the 200 and we hit the top of the pre-market high. So we were locked in this box on SPY all trading day, right? And so even though we recaptured the VWAP here and the 12, if you'd have been disciplined, you'd have been taking profit at your targets after the 5 minute candle breakout. You know what I'm saying? We had some price action, but we would have had to take your profit at the pre-market high or the 200 because this was the box you were stuck in. So that's going to show you a realistic range that you can be stuck in trading, right? When you see this pre-market high and low. So let's look at another one like QQQ. So what are we? So we flipping here. We just grabbing the high and the low, right? So we going to the peak of this candle. So this is the highest candle. That's the lowest candle, right? So we grab that, and then we're just going to grab while we're in here the first 5 minute candle, which is here. Want to grab the high and the low of that. High, low. Flip back to regular trading hours. We're going to change the color of this box to something, right? You can do purple. So now we have our VWAP here. So we're on top of VWAP, right? But we're under what? We're under our 200, and we're also under our pre-market high. And just look at your price action. So we come up, we recapture VWAP, and VWAP is taking us to try to help us recapture the 12 EMA. So we have a break above. So when did we get our first open and close candle? It was this candle, right? So we got to count the open and close above the VWAP and the ORB level. Then we come back down and retested the VWAP after we showed strength here. We got a candle come down and test the VWAP. We pushed up, and why is this choppy? We look at our range. We hit strong resistance here, right? Now this resistance is not coming from anywhere. Look at this. This is a resistance level that's been on the chart for a while. It's a historical level.